Hello and welcome to another video, this for TFH, and this particular one, the wheelchair platform swing. And this is TFH's most serious bit of kit, so this will be a serious video. What you see here is part of the wheelchair platform swing. It comes with a swing frame, which is the same swing frame that we sell as a single swing frame. It's the only swing that we want you to put this platform on, and so we sell it as a kit. Occasionally people already have the swing frame, and so you can buy it as an individual thing, but we sell the platform as a kit, and there's only one additional element to the swing frame, which is a pair of anchors, as it were, that clip to the legs your side. So the crossbar would obviously be up here, and there are two legs that side, that's the back end, and then obviously two legs here at the front end, and there are two clips back there. Now those clips are used during loading, and what we end up doing is undoing this clip from here, which is going to let the ramp fall down, and then we're going to clip that to the anchor so that when we're loading, the swing itself, the platform is tethered to the frame and therefore moves around less as you load and unload. And in fact, the platform really should be left tethered when not in use. Why is this such a serious thing? This swing is, well, it doesn't comply with any safety legislation. There isn't any safety legislation for this type of swing. In fact, it breaks a fundamental principle of safe swinging, which is that it's very low to the ground. It has to be low to the ground so that you can wheel a wheelchair onto it. But because it's low to the ground, it will hit the head of anyone who is lying in the path of it. And so all swings have to be at least a child's head width from the floor. But this one can't, because that would be dangerous for loading. So it just falls outside of the safety system. And there are lots of other reasons why this is a very serious bit of kit. And if you're thinking of buying it, then you need to know what you're getting yourself into. It doesn't have the sort of the rounded edges of most swings either, and it's heavy. I mean, okay, it's aluminium, and aluminium is of course magically light. Whenever you get anything aluminium, you're always tempted to lift it up and show people how light it is. But still, it's a lot heavier than a swing should be. So, you know, if it hits you, it's heavy, and it could hit the head of somebody lying on the floor, and it's sharp in places, and it's not rounded. So it's a real ankle breaker. Nonetheless, for all of that, this is a seriously good bit of kit. It enables people who can't swing easily because they've got too big to get out of their wheelchair, perhaps, easily, to swing, which is frequently great for their well-being. And this is an opportunity to do that. And it can be done safely. You have to be much more careful with this kit. We've been careful in lots of ways, but there are other ways that this can still hurt you. So, okay, it's a great bit of kit. This is obviously built, and we're going to sort of slightly take it apart to show you A, how it's built, but also how to use it, because this is really a product that's important to know how to use it. What I'm going to do is I'll leave the ropes on, I'm going to take the ramp down. I'm going to let the ramp hang down as if for loading. So there it goes with a great crash. Now, when this is suspended, that would not fall as far as that. It's only the ground level is basically there. So these bumpers, which are not bumpers, I should point out they're not bumpers, it's a brake effectively. That is sitting on the floor, and the front end of the ramp is sitting on the floor, and the tether is tethered to the tethers are tethered to the swing frame. So what we've got here now is a loading platform that is sitting on this brake. It's sitting on the front end. It's tethered, but that end is still wobbly. But you should be able to load that. You are behind the wheelchair after all. You're still on the floor. As the wheelchair gets further and further on, you can perhaps put your foot on the ramp to hold it steady. Okay, so loading. Yeah, it's quite possible to do that safely. Now the wheelchair is loaded onto the platform. The next thing to do is apply the brake on the wheelchair, and then to apply these clamps. Now these clamps, there's 4 of them, and they're fairly self-explanatory. Each one has one of these. So these are adjustable in length fairly easily, and they will clip around any part of the wheelchair. And then tighten so that the wheelchair is now secure to the platform. If you can, it's no bad thing to cross over. So therefore take this to the back end of the wheelchair and bring this one to the front end. That's not a bad thing to do, but it's perfectly fine just to take the front corner. So the wheelchair is now, has its brake on, it's clamped in 4 corners. Now it's time to unclip the ramp, raise the ramp, flip it back to this clip here. So now the wheelchair is braked, secured and trapped, as it were, and you've successfully loaded the wheelchair onto the wheelchair platform, and it's ready now to be swung. Now, swinging is probably easier from the back. How you swing is entirely up to you. I suppose you could, it might be nicer to go from the front, get eye contact. You probably could, if you were confident, do it with your foot. We do have a pulling rope, which is the best way to do it, undoubtedly. But it requires you to sort of work a little harder than pushing. But you want to stay clear, and you want to make sure that any other family members are clear of the swinging platform. Because it's low to the ground, and because it's long, the physics of it are such that the parts of the swing actually go lower than it is when it's flat. So you do need to make sure it's not very low to the ground, or it's gonna ground out as it swings. So that the height level, you should definitely swing this prior to loading it and make sure that it's not hitting the ground, and be aware that these ropes do stretch a little bit when there's a heavy weight on it. In fact, it's probably a very good idea to get on it, get an able-bodied person to stand on it and have it swung gently prior to loading with a wheelchair. Okay, so you're swinging, and now it's time to unload. Well, unloading is almost the same process in reverse. The first thing we're going to do is secure the swing by undoing these straps, securing them to the swing frame. The ramp's now down. We can then undo the securing straps, take off the brake, and begin to pull the wheelchair back down the ramp. It might be very sensible to put your foot on the ramp as you start to pull the wheelchair off, so that then will hopefully prevent other family members from coming along and just sort of swinging it without even getting on it or using it as a swing, which is, it's not designed to be. This is very much designed to be used at all times with a responsible adult present. Okay, so that's how it works.